Hello, lovely people. It is a beautiful Saturday morning, and of course, your number one sports show on TV is live yet again. Sports Hub, it is, and you definitely watching vntv. This show brings you everything that you need to know in the world of sports. And the key word that I always say is need to know in the world of sports. I am legit Emmanuel, and you definitely know that I do this with my brother.
Most definitely, my name is Eugene Evans. Like I always tell you, do get interactive via various social media platforms. On Facebook, it's VNTV. On Instagram and YouTube, it's undoubtedly VNation TV.
Yes, undoubtedly is the word. And we have some undoubtedly amazing topics for our discussion today, of which some of them are: we will pay Kwesi Appiah or we owe him. And this is coming from the sports minister. We'll get to know more about that in a minute. And also, Partey apparently won't extend his contract with Atletico Madrid. We'll see how true is this and who is saying this also as well. And more on what we'll be discussing today. The world of sports, or the sports fraternity, have joined forces to kick against racial abuse. So this and many more are some of the things that we will be touching on today. And before we do that,
I think you're not going to miss this, and I also don't want to miss this. So let's go for a quick break. We'll be back with more.
Enjoy a wide variety of quality content on VNTV. Only on VNTV. Watch talk shows like The Opinion for political and social discussion. Sports Hub for all your sports news. I want to know what's trending? Oops, we got you with social media trends.
Download VNTV app from Google Play Store.
And enjoy all of our awesome programs. Local and foreign movies whenever, wherever. VNTV, powerhouse of entertainment.
You're welcome back from that break. This is still Sports Hub right here on your favorite channel, VNTV. Now let's zoom in straight to the first segment for today, which is Star, Inspiration, and Win. Gretzky has this for you. Now, Wayne Douglas Gretzky is a Canadian former professional ice hockey player and former head coach. Now, he played 20 seasons in the National Hockey League for 4 teams from 1979 to 1999. Nicknamed the Great One, he has been called the greatest hockey player ever by many sports writers, players, and the NHL itself. So that's it. It's coming from Wayne Douglas himself.
yes, and for our sports facts for today, we're looking at football. And what do we have from Sports Hub?
Yes, question for today is, who did Uruguay beat in the first ever FIFA World Cup final? Let me take it again. Who did Uruguay beat in the first ever FIFA World Cup final? If you know the answer, all you need to do, just drop it in our comment section. Later in the show, we'll tell you what answer it is.
I know many people will not be happy that Uruguay's name is in there.
Especially with our experience with,
they're not really
that
really
man. I
pleased.
don't want to even mention his name.
Yes, but
You
know
denied
what?
us, destiny.
No, he handed you the chance and you messed it up.
By using
By
his hands.
Bokono, no.
Don't do that to Samajan. Okay, let's go.
So, ignore the team, ignore the country. Just tell us which country Uruguay beat. Yes, they beat them because they won that particular World Cup, the first FIFA World Cup final. Tell us, and you never know, one of these days you may just see yourself winning a very sumptuous award from VNTV and the Sports Hub crew. Now, moving away from the Sports Hub and, of course, Star Inspiration, let's start off with our first story, and also on the local front, because we will pay Kwesi Appiah or we owe him. And this is coming from the Sports Minister, Asiamah, or Honorable Asiamah. Now, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Asiamah, has confirmed that his outfit will ensure the payment of ex-Black Stars head coach, that is James Kwesi Appiah. The Sports Ministry revealed this in a press briefing of the easing of restrictions on sporting activities in the current climate of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, he also stated, which I really like what he said about Kwesi Appiah. He said that Kwesi Appiah has done a lot for Ghana. We respect him. We gave him the job and gave him all the support. We owe him some arrears from his contract extension, and we cannot say we will not pay. Gradually, we will pay him all his entitlements. But I have a problem. Do you know the problem I have?
What is?
We still don't know what the gradually that day soon is. We need specifics.
Exactly.
30th June, you have your money. That is what will make Kwesi Appiah confident that, okay, I'm receiving my money at
I
this
feel
point in
they
time.
have actually been talking for far too long.
Exactly.
Far too long. I mean, the Ghana Football Association, they are not saying jack about it. I haven't heard anything from them.
You know, it's
as far as I'm
already
concerned.
unfortunate that...
And then as a minister, you also come out to also come and give us lip
Assurance,
service.
lip service.
He doesn't need it now because already he's telling you about the fact that he's actually going to a lot with the family in this trying
Chairman
moment.
is bleeding.
Charlie, and then you are here talking about, oh, we will. The question is, when exactly are you going to pay the money? It's as simple as that. I don't really get this whole thing.
You know, so all this raised concerns on whether the ministry was really supporting or really behind Kwesi Appiah when he was the head coach, because it seems this is bringing some, speculations that this indicates the ministry was not really behind him as a coach when he was, in the realms of affairs of the senior national team, the Black Stars. And you can't really entirely blame them for making such, allegations, because it seems so. And since he started complaining until he went public with it, according to him, the GFA was quiet. They don't even communicate with him, which he deemed or said that it is, or it shows a sign of disrespect. That, look, you owe me, and it's not like you're giving me grant.
Exactly.
I'm due it.
This is actually
this
my money I actually worked for.
Exactly.
For me, I don't know. I'm not going to hail the Minister of Youth and Sports for coming out and saying that, you know what, you're going to pay, because we've heard this before. We've heard the promises before. So I was actually expecting something new. Maybe tell us that, you know what, this is what we have for you, or if you can't pay, or let's pay in installments.
Look,
because
the money,
being unfair to this young man.
Let's be real here. Let's not try to make it seem like the money is so huge.
Yes.
Yeah, it is huge, but it is slightly over $180,000. We cannot say that the country, Ghana, do not have $180,000 to pay the services of someone who has worked. We can't say that. And it has been long overdue. This is 5 months arrears. So if you didn't want the money to accumulate to this much, you should have taken care of that. Exactly. When it was accumulating. But you can't just be there for it to accumulate and you struggle to pay. Nobody cares.
And the fact that you
Just
didn't actually, like you rightly said early on, you didn't say anything about it until he actually came out to actually say that, you know what,
Exactly.
this is what is actually happening to me.
I believe there are two sides to this, and I'm saying that because when Kwesi Appiah was actually, very frustrated and went public with it, we had the GFA come out to say they're not responsible for paying his money or his salary. They make the appointments, yes, the employment they give you, but they're not in charge of paying your salary. It's the ministry that does that. So I am happy that now the ministry has come out to say that we will pay you because we are responsible of paying you. If it had come from the GFA, it wouldn't really sound like legit because they are not the ones paying the money. That's why I am slightly excited. Now we have the sector minister himself to come out to say we will pay you.
No, but the question I'm asking
But
is, okay,
then when
exactly,
that is the issue.
Add it in the statements, or when we were actually saying this or announcing this particular thing, add it in the statements. After you say that, you know what, we know that we are responsible to pay your debts and all of that. Then you add that, Kwesi Appiah. So on the 20th of June or something, come and receive the money. Then we know that you are talking business. Charlie, I really, really feel for the former Black Stars coach, Kwesi Appiah. I feel that they are actually being unfair to him.
Was it because he's calm? You think they are taking
I
advantage of the fact?
I actually think so, because I think that they cannot do it today. To the white coaches that we actually get here.
You have a point. You have a very strong point.
Hear them actually complaining the fact that they have not been paid or whatsoever. I'm sure they even get the alerts even way before, it gets to the time or whatsoever. I haven't heard that. So why are you doing that to Kwesi Appiah? And we are the same people who will be shouting, hey, I stand for Black Lives Matter. How interesting we can be.
Oh, and talking about interesting, it's interesting to note that the 2023 African Games will go ahead as planned. And this is also coming from the same man, Honorable Isaac Asiamah, the Minister of Youth and Sports. And he was saying this in the same, press briefing on the easing of restrictions of the government or by the government.
In the wake of the COVID-19.
COVID-19 as usual, yes. Now, the 2023 African Games will go ahead as planned, according to Ghana's Minister for Youth and Sports, Isaac Asiamah, as I stated earlier. Ghana edged Egypt in the bid to host the African Games, formerly known as the All African Games, held every 4 years. Now, the country since been preparing in earnest for the competition, with the Kumasi Sports Stadium and Secondary Sports Stadium both closed down for renovation works. As usual, we wait when we're about to use them. That's when
we work on it.
Typical of Ghana. Typical. Why am I even surprised? Now, in a press briefing, I beg your pardon, on June 3rd, 2020, Isaac Asiamah disclosed that plans for hosting the multi-sport event have not been affected by COVID-19. Do you believe that, though?
Well, I don't know what to believe. Unless I actually see some job or some work going on.
But maybe you can just say that it is 2023 and we are in 2020.
So
the middle of 2020 actually. So there is more time. So even if they are not, vigorously trying to fix places for the main event, at least they are gradually doing something.
No, we are actually in a country where, don't forget that, there's going to be an election, general election in December.
Yeah.
And then when you hold a general election and a new government, let's say a new government comes and there's a change in governments and whatsoever, and they say, in the ministry we are doing some reshuffling and all of that, and the new person comes and they say that, I wasn't actually briefed on this whole thing, so I'm not ready for it. So why not start it now? You get me? Right now that the place or the stadiums are not that busy and all of that, let's start working on them, I feel.
I think this is the best time also.
Exactly.
Because, as you said, the place is free.
Yeah.
And people are not using them because of all the restrictions at that time in place. So if you have something to do, I think this is the best time to rush through everything.
I mean, we are just in 2020. We are in June. I mean, I'm sure that 2020 is actually ending in no time. And then we are moving to 2021. You are waiting till when? And that's one thing about Ghanaians. We wait till it gets to I'm sure that even when it gets, I don't know the exact months they are going to play in 2023. But I'm sure that they will actually start working on it in the month before or something.
He stated really that notwithstanding, and this I quote, notwithstanding the negative effect of the COVID-19 or the coronavirus on the global sporting programs, I'm happy to announce that Ghana's preparations to host the 2023 African Games is on course. So far, there has been no indication of a postponement of the games, of course. And, it's a good sign. Hopefully, we should not disgrace ourselves as a country. I mean, look, we can't afford to disgrace ourselves because it was a bid between Egypt and us. And Ghana managed to get the nod. So we should do it and do it well.
Especially when you have more than enough time. Like you're saying, yes, in 2023, you have more than enough time to actually prepare for it. Let's not wait and then it gets to a time and then we have issues with our pitches and all of that. I've seen one before. I think it was 2008 AFCON or something like that. They are like, everywhere they expect everything.
Last year,
and then they were playing the matches.
African Cup of Nations, the female. The women have gone.
Yeah,
we saw it when they were playing the matches. They were still renovating the stadium.
It's actually so embarrassing. I don't know why this thing actually happens. Anyways, well, let's move away from that. Well, it looks like Torgbe Afede has actually gotten some appointment there. So let's look at that particular story. So Torgbe Afede to chair GFA Autonomous League Advisory Committee. Now, Torgbe Afede the 14th. The board chairman of Accra Hearts of Oak Sporting Club has been appointed by the Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association as chairman of the Autonomous Premier League Advisory Committee. Now, this follows the decision of the Executive Council to name member Dr. Tony Oben and Dr. Kwame Ba Nwako, chairman of the club licensing board, as its nominees to serve on the committee. Now, they joined the 3 representatives of the Premier League clubs, Delali Senaya, CEO of Inter-Allies Football Club, Mr. John Ansa, Operations Manager of Cape Coast Mysterious Ebusian Drafts Football Club, and Torgbe Afede, the 14th board chairman of Accra Hearts of Oak Sporting Club. Now, the 5-member committee will start the process leading to the Ghana Premier League going autonomous. Now, the committee is expected to submit their first draft to the Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association within the first 3 months of the work. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is definitely what it is. So, you know, the truth is, I should be very honest. When the GFA came out to say that they have plans of trying to make their league autonomous, I was contemplating how feasible are they going to make this, and how prepared are they really going to kickstart this process. And I thought that it was just one of these how do you call it?
Their lip service.
Lip service that they were just, you know, offering people. But this shows that they mean business.
Exactly.
That I must commend, because it seems as though they have started really
and I feel
like
it will really help the association. It will really help. And that's if no one goes behind to actually, you know,
and you know,
interfere and all of that.
Aside that, one thing that I see that it can really help, it's the freedom, the independence that the league bodies will have, which will curb, by the way, this interference, unnecessary interference, corruption, and all of that. So, and the names that I'm seeing here, it's making me, look, these names, these are top-notch people. Like, these are really strong personalities. I mean, any day you can assure, or you can be assured of the competence of these individuals when it comes to their person.
Right.
You know, that individuality, their person. They are very competent people, very, you know, respected people in the society. So I am saying, or I have the view that I believe that it will transfer into their work.
Exactly.
And
because you actually wouldn't want to do anything to actually taint
your image,
your brand or something.
Especially with Torgbe Afede.
I mean, with such a title and all of that.
He'll be the one checking people.
I'll be very disappointed if that actually happens. But like you're saying that, I see that they are very, very serious with this.
Yes, they have started on the right note. They shouldn't slow down.
Exactly.
They should not slow down. The way they've started, let them move with that same pace. And hopefully we'll get the league being autonomous, because that will help in so many ways, in terms of financing, the interference from other bodies, you know, the independence that the league and the clubs will have. It is uncherishable. Like, I mean, we should try as much as possible to always, you know, remember this. Elsewhere, it is working for them. Elsewhere, it is really working for them, and it's enviable, because every league wants to be like the EPL. It's period. I mean, and it is because of some of these structures that they laid on from the foundation. Yeah. And most, you know,
them exactly. Most of the associations are so independent. People like this, when you don't get interference from either the governments or whatsoever, you're able to decide on your own. You are actually able to roll out policies.
You know why? Because you center everything. You focus on the welfare of your people.
Exactly.
You know, your stakeholders, the clubs, the club owners, the players, the non-playing staff or body. You know, you so focus on them because you work with them and you know what their needs are. But if another person from somewhere comes in to tell you what to do or how to do what you want to do,
then it becomes a problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, it will be like just like the Nigeria issue where, you know what, the federation, the National Football Federation said, I want this coach. This one is also saying I want this coach.
But yet none of them have brought anything on the table to ascertain why they want A or B. Remarkable stuff from Africa.
Well, there we have it.
So one thing that you should know is that the 18 competition is actually managed by the Premier League committees. That is now chaired by Alhaji MND Jawula. I just love this name so much. I don't know why. So with a day-to-day administration support from the competitions department of the GFA.
Well, it is what it is. Yeah. And anyways, we've got more to touch on right here on Sports Hub, but let's take some breather. We'll be right back with more.
Enjoy a wide variety of quality content on VNTV. Only on VNTV. Watch talk shows like The Opinion for political and social discussion. Sports Hub for all your sports news. Alright, want to know what's trending? Oops, we got you with social media trends.
Download VNTV app from Google Play Store.
And enjoy all of our awesome programs, local and foreign movies whenever, wherever. VNTV, powerhouse of entertainment.
Hello there, welcome back. You're still watching Sports Hub right here on VNTV. If you just tuned in, we would love to hear your view on everything that you've talked about so far on the show. So keep the comments coming in. We definitely love to hear from you. Now, moving in straight to our next topic, what do we have?
Yes, we have a story on Thomas Partey. Well, it
looks
like he will not extend his contract with Atletico Madrid. So let's take a look at that story in details. Now, the Spanish football expert Guillem Balague believes Ghana midfielder Thomas Partey will not extend his contract at Atletico Madrid and would mostly likely leave for the Premier League in the summer transfer window. Now, Partey, 26, is contracted to the Spanish Giants until July 2023, but that has not stopped rumors around his future, with Arsenal reportedly keen on bringing him to the Premier League. With a release clause of 50 million euros, Premier League clubs see the Black Stars' stalwart's price as a bargain and are desperate to whisk him away from Spain. That's good. And I quote, "What I am hearing," and according to him, but that's what he said, not me, not Eugene, not legit. He said, "What I am hearing," he has a buyout clause of 50 million euros, and Atletico would like to sign a new contract. Now, Balague said, but he is not signing a new contract. That is as much as I can tell you. Now, he continued by saying that, has there been a contract? There was a very clear possibility of him moving to England last summer. Spurs, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Arsenal all inquired. That is as much as we can say. There's all speculations, or you think that that move is still is actually legit?
It's eminent. It's eminent. It's as though they can't run away from, you know. Just like how Sporting Lisbon was just trying so hard to get hold and keep Bruno Fernandes from joining Manchester United. It seems that is what Atletico Madrid is trying to do with Thomas Partey, but you can't just stop him, man. Look, the guy has been an incredible player by our standard. He's been the hot kick. I don't even want to talk about what he's been doing for the national team,
right?
Because we all see it for ourselves. During the recent qualifiers that we played, he played an instrumental role in all the matches that we played. I don't even want to go there now. Let's look at the club level. He's one person that holds firmly together the Atletico Madrid midfield, and it's undoubtedly so. We see it in the games that we've seen him play in, and so I believe that yes, he is a valuable player. Is he staying at Atletico Madrid? I doubt, because look, players want to evolve. Players want to challenge themselves to do and feel new stuff. That is what I feel Thomas Partey would do, and he's not trying to move to any other league or any other team just like that. These are actually like
yes, exactly,
big dogs in the field of football that are chasing after him.
I mean, like, look at the big teams actually on the list. We have the Manchester United, the Chelsea, the Arsenal. Which player wouldn't ever want to move to England to actually play?
Which player? I think one team that he was strongly linked with will be Arsenal. In fact, we thought that the deal was signed, sealed, and delivered. Before the beginning of this particular season, before the season was suspended, we all thought that Partey was heading to Arsenal, but the deal didn't break through. But eventually, he will move from Atletico Madrid. Now, this is what Atletico Madrid is trying to do. They're trying to double his wages. That is something. You know, this tells you that they know and they believe that he's a valuable, a player that they just don't want to just lose like that. So they try everything possible to keep him. But there is a problem. And the problem is his release clause. It's only 50 million euros.
Yeah.
Now, that is something clubs can afford. That is the money that clubs would try to afford. Or if they have the chance, will try and do everything possible to make sure that they acquire him. That is the big problem now with Thomas Partey and he moving from Atletico Madrid. The release clause is just not too huge enough to deter people from coming around him. That's why you see so many teams just sniffing around, looking for a chance to just risk him over.
So as far as it actually goes, we are not sure whether he's signing a new contract.
Yeah. But according, it seems Guillem is actually very, convinced that he's definitely not signing a new contract. So we wait to see.
We wait to see. Well, still on the contract issues. Well, Nigeria's Ighalo actually opens contract extension with Manchester United. Well, good news on the side?
Very good news on the side, and the side of Manchester United as well, because he had not really disappointed them since joining. I mean, he has not disappointed anyone at all.
I mean, his early days, he's actually made an impact. So why not?
Very, very, very strong impact.
Stay longer and, do much more. Anyways, let's look at the detail of that particular story. Now, on Monday, United finally confirmed they had agreed a loan extension for the Nigerian. Now, the deal, which does not include an option or obligation to buy, will keep him at club until January 31st, 2021. Now, Shanghai Shenhua, Ighalo's parents' club in China, initially wanted to only let go of Ighalo if Manchester United buys him for 20 million euros. But new border rules brought about by COVID-19 meant even if Ighalo had left Manchester United at the end of May, it would have taken him over a month before he could enter China, a reality that spurred contract negotiations between both clubs. Now, Ighalo 30 says he's overjoyed. Of course, why wouldn't you? He's overjoyed to have extended his stay at Manchester United, as it has been his dream to represent the club he supported as a child.
The truth is, and I'll be really honest, is the fact that Manchester United is actually known for a particular thing, and that is, aside of course promoting academy players, is that they have players who play from the heart, straight from the heart. Like, I mean, it comes straight through the chest, passes through the ribs, and touches the heart.
This guy.
Because they love what they do, they love the club. The football they play on the field is just more than the wages that they take after every week. They play with passion. That is why players like Giggs,
you could see that for
Beckham,
exactly for most of them, this is where they actually want to go. And when this is actually where you want to go. Like Ighalo is excited about it, and regardless of how much he's being paid, he's gonna put in his best and do much more.
Exactly.
So I agree.
We need players like that. We need players like that. If you have players that are playing for you and they're doing so because they so have passion for the club, I mean, things go well for you as a coach and as a club in general. Because look, he started saying he's a Manchester United fan way before he even started playing football.
Right.
And there are evidence to back all that claim.
Exactly.
You understand? So the very moment that he stepped foot at Old Trafford, he started proving himself, doing everything he could. In 8 games, he's managed to score 4 goals. That means in every 2 games, he managed to score a goal. That is impressive for a 30-year-old striker playing in a Chinese league, moved to the world's most competitive league. That is the EPL, and still making his mark. I mean, it's undoubtedly one of the signings of the year, if you ask me, in the Premier League. And even though it's a loan contract, and then I'll be happy to see him sign a permanent deal.
Exactly.
Even though it's not likely, but look, we can't take anything away from him. He's done exceptionally
starts from
well.
somewhere, because I feel that
Exactly.
if he actually never made an impact, I mean, they wouldn't come out to actually.
Nobody would love
there
to
wouldn't be any loan extension. Yeah,
Yes.
but they actually see that, you know what, maybe we should keep this guy for a while.
But do you know one interesting thing too? It will have been complicated because his contract will have ended last week Saturday, and that was when he would have made his way out of the Old Trafford.
Wow.
But do you know who came to his aid?
No.
COVID-19.
So, blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise for Ighalo right there, and also fans of Manchester United. Of course, they love that player, and we love to see people play with passion. That is why people love Scott McTominay of Manchester United, that young kid. Look at the passion that he plays with. It is rare. It is rare to see that. And I believe it when former managers say that unless Ghana Ghana has such kind of players,
people who actually have the heart to actually
they will
play.
never win the AFCON.
Exactly.
And it's true, because they're willing to go the extra mile to
it actually takes more than you desiring the cash, or you wanting it. Yeah, the cash is very important, but at the end of the day, if you don't have that drive to keep you on the pitch to actually win trophies for your team, then it will be a problem. And then that's what we are suffering. I'm just hoping Ghana Black Stars, oh Lord, come to our aid.
Maybe I should play football.
You think you should? You have the heart? Are you sure when you start receiving the 50 million US?
I won't sell all of them.
You won't?
I won't sell.
I don't trust you, but it's fine. I mean, we'll give you a shot.
We'll give it a shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, guess what? We have our final topic for the day, and it's coming from the entire sports world or sports fraternity, because they have united against racial abuse. Now, we have sports fraternity joins forces to kick against racial abuse amid, of course, the unfortunate, the gruesome, the racial injustice, the racial death of Floyd George in America. Now, players who scored in the German and Hungarian soccer leagues removed their jerseys to display undershirts with words "Justice for George Floyd," and also other teams or other English soccer clubs like Liverpool and Chelsea, also Newcastle, I should say, or knelt or took a bow. That's the new how they call it. Took a bow. That is, you kneel down with one knee in support for George Floyd, and the bigger picture is Black Lives Matter.
Exactly. And for me, I think that is the way to go. I like the fact that everyone is actually involved in this. It is not just one people.
I mean, you can't say it doesn't concern you.
Exactly. And even, I love the fact that we have some whites in there even joining in the protest. And for me, that's the greatest part of this whole thing. Because usually, I'm sure a white person will say that at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me.
It doesn't affect me.
You know, so seeing football personalities also actually getting themselves involved, for me, it is everything to me.
It is so, because some of the words that they are saying, of course, on their shirts or on placards is it's enough. We can't tolerate this. We have to speak out. We won't tolerate this. And Black Lives Matter, among other things. And not only teams, players actually are also doing the same. As you can see, Sancho is there. And we have Torgbe also posted on his Instagram page. And we also have Rashford adding his voice. Lewis Hamilton, he actually said he's, he's bursting with outrage, because he believes that in this 21st century, this shouldn't happen. Unfortunate that this is happening right now.
I think that's why it has actually gotten to the brim. This is where they are saying that, you know what, we are tired of hearing the stories and use the hashtags, and at the end of the day, we don't see anything at all. This time, we want to move out. And I'm just hoping that with this whole match and thing, considering the fact that their president isn't doing much about it.
I mean,
I'm just hoping that
if we really want to talk about that, we would spend the whole another about 24 hours to talk about all of this. It's rather unfortunate, but it draws my attention to one particular thing that I should highlight, because FIFA has released a statement. Ideally, and I should quote this from the governing body of world soccer, they took a rare, and I'm saying a rare step, urging competition organizers to consider not sanctioning players who support justice for Floyd during matches.
Absolutely.
It is very rare because of a reason that, let me let you know. So it is rare, or we are saying it's rare for FIFA to come out to say what they're saying right now, because the laws of the game prohibit any political, religious, or personal slogans, statements, or images. It prohibits. And this action or this move, this protest, it's clearly political. So ideally, players are not supposed to get involved. Players are not supposed to have things on their shirt, showing solidarity with anyone. It's just not accepted. But this is what FIFA is saying. FIFA stated that the application of the laws of the game should use common sense, Tagbo, and have in consideration the context surrounding the event. Now, FIFA said again that acknowledging the depth of sentiment regarding Floyd's death. So in a way, even though, of course, he does not want to contradict its own rules, and so wouldn't go direct that, okay, we support what these protesters are saying, but he's saying that league organizers, football federations should not take any legal action whatsoever to any player who shows solidarity in the form of kneeling on their shirt, in their armband, or whatever. They should not punish anyone because it's common sense.
It's what it is, because the players, even it gets to a time it affects them. We can talk. Montari has experienced racism issues before.
No,
Balotelli has
on
actually
and on and
experienced
on.
issues like that. So for me,
Sterling, I mean, the list wouldn't end if we start mentioning names right now. So I just feel it's a high time, and this also brings me to the argument, and I beg to ask, I beg the question that it seems, so far as we are in a society as human beings,
right,
we can't say we wouldn't be associated with politics, you know. And of course, we understand what FIFA, you know, means when they say there shouldn't be any political interference or whatever, because sometimes when they do, it doesn't go well.
Exactly.
But this clearly shows that in as much as we're trying not to get involved with politics, it's still a part of us.
Exactly. It's actually
can't do without.
It's actually at our doorstep. Whether you like it or not, you're facing it. You go out there, and then, you know, a cop pulls you, and then you say, "What's, you know?" At the end of the day, he's not going to look at your card and say that, you know what, you're a footballer.
You're
so
a footballer,
football,
yeah.
He's going to treat you the way he wants to treat you. So at the end of the day, it affects everyone. Anyway, like you said, we can actually go on and on talking about this police brutality and all of that. But we say that
I'm happy. I'm happy because, you know, these sporting personalities, they contain mass, or they have weight. They have the influence. They have magnitude of people following them and behind them. So when they take these actions, I'm sure that it goes far.
Exactly.
And in general, it's just trying to, you know, further, you know, reiterate what everybody is saying. Just that it's in very loud voices of people who we consider as our heroes, and they are doing very heroic works right now.
Well, it's a done deal right here
Yeah.
on Sports Hub for today, but we need to answer our sports facts question of the day. And the question was, who did Uruguay beat in the first ever FIFA World Cup final? And the answer is legit.
Drum roll. It is Messi's and Maradona's own Argentina.
Right.
Yes. Argentina. Look, Argentina started suffering, no be today. But at least Maradona won a World Cup for the country. That is one thing that's always, you know, CR7 fans just use that as, you know,
so like past glory thing,
to,
you know,
to score some points for their man,
past glory
Ronaldo,
vibes.
because I want something for my country. Messi, what do you have for your country?
Wow. It's what it is. Anyways, like I said, that's just about it for today's episode of Sports Hub right here on VNTV. As always, my name is Eugene Evans.
And I am legit Emmanuel. Thank you so much for being a part of today's edition, and catch us same time. It is bye for now.